Did you just toot? Gross. Hi everybody. This isn't a show. This is clue 1 of the Westnitz Musikal. So if you don't want to see clue 1, which you should have already seen because clue 2 for me comes out tonight, but so it's Wednesday. It'll come out tonight. And I got to get ready. So clue 1, are you ready for me to show you? Because this is going to be a quick, this isn't a full episode, this is a quick update because this is all I'm working on, so I don't have anything else to talk about but this, and I'm really busy. I'm really busy working on this all of the time. I redid, this clue is 6 scallops, and I have redone them a few times because I kept falling. It's modular is the term, right? Modular, where they're made off of each other and they connect. So I am awful at modular knitting. I'm terrible at it. I found this first clue to be, first of all, monotonous because you're doing 6 of the same things. And you're making 6 what's the word where they are all exactly the same? 6 what is that word? I think it starts with a vowel. Implicate. I can't think of the word. Where they are exactly the same. In 2 hours, I would be sitting here knitting this, and I'm going to come up with the word. And you probably already know it right now. That's how my brain doesn't work. So I chose... how I picked my colors, first of all, because I have all dark colors. And he said that in a following clue, color C is going to be like your lead vocalist, and then the other 3 are going to be the background singers or something like that. And so I picked C to be black. Right? Because then my other colors are blue, purple, and green. My green is currently with a mohair. I know I said I wasn't going to do mohair dare either, and I did. Okay, so I decided C was going to be black. Because these are all other colors. And then black is obviously not a color. So that's how I picked C. And then I decided, which is really sad because C, you don't even see in this clue. So then blue is D just by default because that's the one I had left over. And so when they said the main color of this one, I chose purple. I chose the purple for main color. So A is purple. And then for the welts, I chose green because I love green and purple together. And I guess I could have gone the other way and gone main green with purple accents. But I didn't because my mohair is green. It's also quite a bit lighter than this green. I also have a black mohair just in case. Because I could have held this with black. I did hold this with black and I didn't like it, so I took it out. So here's what I did. Are you ready to see? Here's my clue one. Missing just one. All of my ends are woven in, but they are not, I don't cut them till after I block. And also, I have one scallop left to do. I have not done scallop 6 yet, but here's my colors. This is what they look like. So this is scallop 1, and this is with the mohair dyer. And of course you're not going to see a lot of contrast because I'm doing low contrast, and also this doesn't show anything. So this very purple at the top. This is the green with the mohair dyer, and then I did green without the mohair just because I wanted to see. And I love it both ways, so I decided to do the middle 2 without it and then the bottom 3 with it. And I probably would have done the opposite of that. But I really like it as this top middle one. But I don't know is this going to be like the top of the shawl? Or is this the middle of the shawl? I don't know. So you have purple, then the green mohair. I really do like it without the mohair too. And then the brioche is black on the other side, which you can't really see. And then the eyelets are blue. So yeah, you can't really see the black in here. So I don't know. I like it both ways. Isn't that a shocker? I'm indecisive. I can't tell which way I like better. Also, I messed up because right here I'm supposed to have 2 stitches left and I have 1. I don't know what happened, but I was not about to undo it. That's so far, that's the only mistake I see. I did do a couple of these over because when I was working, is it this one or this one? One of these ones. The whole ones that are left on this opposite, on your, I'm sorry, my brain does not work well, and it's hard for me to go in and out between things. So I was just knitting and watching the next the clue for the next hi, don't chew that. But it's my spear needle or wood, and I did that on purpose because I'm using my Chiaogus, my interchangeables. So these are the 4-inch. Are these stainless steel tips? Whatever. And I also have a 5-inch set of bamboos. I love bamboo. But I prefer shorter needles. I prefer the 4 inches. If the bamboo had come with the 4 inches, I would have just used the bamboos. I don't like the cords that come with the bamboos, the twists. I like the spin. Are those the spins? These are the twists. I like the red cords. So I made this different on purpose. So I wouldn't grab the wrong one and get myself stuck. And when I don't like magic loops, so I use 2 circulars. And when I use 2 circulars, I make sure that whatever tip I'm using is this, but then the tip I'm not using, because there are sides you don't ever use, then I make it this. So that then I know if I've grabbed this, it's wrong, because I should always be grabbing this, but I make sure the other ones are this. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to mess up. So I made sure that the needle that my point is, when I work with two circulars, I'm very aware of the needle tips that I'm using, and I use that to keep me from making terrible mistakes. So if I see the bamboo, I know don't work that. That's not, that's the on hold stitches. I hate working like this so much. I get so confused. But on one of these, I was doing 2 or 3. The needle came out, and I lost all of my stitches. Dropped. Thankfully, I was able to pick them up like this on here. So I was able to save these ones, but all of my work, I had to go back up to, I think it was through the brioche, if I am remembering correctly. I had to undo the brioche to the, did I have to undo the welt too? I'm trying to remember, because I messed up more than once on that side. Because I know I did this one twice, and then I think this is the one I dropped. No, the one I dropped, I think it just went through. No, I went through the eyelets. It was on one of the eyelets. So that might be why there's only one here instead of 2. Now I'm remembering. This is the one that I had to go back to the very first purple. And when I did that, I decided to change to pull out the weft, because I messed up enough that I was like, pull the weft out, the welt. I was just talking about hair. Pull the welt out, and I did it without the mohair just to see, because the rest of my shawl is going to be this green, because I love this green, and I didn't want to have the green with the mohair. It does look cool, but I didn't want it for the whole thing, so I wanted to make sure it wouldn't look weird to just have the green without it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I love the coloring. It makes me feel, especially the first one, it makes me feel like an oil spill. You know, like when you see oil on blacktop. On asphalt, there's like an oil spill on asphalt. Alexa, stop. No one talking to you. So when you see oil spilled on the asphalt, like it looks kind of rainbowy and weird, and I feel like that's what this looks like. I love this purple, blacky purple. I just love how it goes into, I love the color so much. I wish you could see how vibrant and bright it actually is. And doesn't that look? See, now I'm looking at this like, oh, I'll just undo it all and take out the mohair dare. But then I look at the mohair dare by itself, and I'm like, that looks great. I like them both. I can't pick a favorite. I like them both. So anyway, super happy with how this is working out. Love the colors. Really love how. This is my thing with a mystery knit along. Why I feel like I'm getting choked by my hoodie. This is why I don't wear hoodies. The mystery knit alongs, even though I don't like modular knitting, there's things that you know if you're doing this knit along. Well, that you should know if you're doing a West Knits mystery knit along. I can tell you. Number 1. I-cords. You're going to have I-cords everywhere. Usually an I-cord start, I-cord sides definitely, and usually an I-cord bind off. That's just what he does. And I think a lot of that is an easy way to make your work look better. And it makes your work look more professional. Okay? Especially the sides. It makes it look great. I'm not a big fan of I-cords because I don't like they don't have a lot of stretch when you're blocking, but his shawls pretty much are oversized anyway, so you don't really need it to be any size. I mean, you don't need that to be stretchy. You're going to have a nice size shawl anyway. It doesn't matter. But Also, that bind off is going to be really long and it's going to take you forever. And for that last, for a bind off, I have to go up a needle size. At least half a size, if not a full size, like a full millimeter, to get it to stretch. Because I'm a loose knitter, but somehow that bind off gets to be too tight if I don't. Like, I think that's why the sides are so tight, is because I can't go up a size for the I cords. I think just are tight for me. So when I do the bind off, I'm assuming we're going to have an I cord bind off. Because this is like my 5th one, I think, and they've all had I cord bind offs. The ones I've done, I'm pretty sure they all have. I'm trying to think of shawlography, because that had the vertical stripes at the end, but I'm pretty sure. I think that was an I cord side. It doesn't matter. We're probably going to have an I cord bind off for this. I'm just assuming, because it looks like this is going to be half circle shaped. I'm assuming this is the top. If this isn't the top, I have no idea what's going on. Is it the top? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we pick up, because it's got the I cord. That's what makes me think this is the top, because there's an I cord. So first we know I cords. Second, we know modular. There's going to be some modular knit. There's always modular knitting in that. And by that I mean you're going to be picking up stitches and making shapes and stuff like that. You're going to be connecting parts of. I'm not exactly sure the definition of modular knitting, but he loves doing that crap. What's something else we know? There will be stripes. There will be brioche. Right? There's going to be brioche. We knew there was going to be. There was always brioche. I love brioche. I wish we had switched the brioche colors. I wish I had thought to switch and put the black as the main. I think that would have looked better. But probably would have taken the purple out of that section. So I don't really like to second guess what he's doing, because his brain works, I think, in a different way than a lot of people. And I'm already seeing people complain. They didn't like the welts. I didn't like them either. There were too many of them. But it certainly is a look. It certainly it certainly gives some visual interest, some textural interest. I call them nubbins. But I think if I do the mystery knit along for the experience, and I don't just mean the experience of the mystery of knitting with thousands of other knitters and having that experience, also the experience of working the stitches, finding or doing new techniques, and doing things I normally would not do. Because if I saw this is not. Steven is a talented knitter and designer, but his visuals, his aesthetic is not what is my aesthetic. We are two different he's very colorful, in your face, and I'm very dark and understated and plain. So this is a little too much for me, but I think they're works of art, and I love the experience of it, of being part of something and also learning something new. I love this month because it's so much fun for me to, because my life sucks so bad and I deal with chronic illnesses, my life is pretty boring. So to have something to look forward to every week for a month is really something special. And I love doing. I love that tonight I'm going to wake up at 4 and I'm going to be so excited and I'm going to want to watch the thing to see the new clue. Like, I'm so excited. And then every day finding the time to do everything. So I got to finish. I'm behind because that one day I messed up, and so I didn't get a thing done that day because I had messed up so bad. The whole day's work just didn't count. So I got to get the last one done. So very excited. I'm trying to think of anything else. I just don't like the mod. I do not like the modular stuff. It's too hard. Because I mess up a lot. And I get confused as to where I am. And then I'll really, really mess up. And then it's bad news. But when it's finished, like, I can't believe I'm only 1 stitch short. So I'm assuming that's going to be an SSK, SSSK, or a knit 3 together, and it'll just be an SSK or a knit 2 together. I'm assuming that's, if it's not, I'm in some trouble, and I'm not quite sure what to do. Whatever goes there, I hope I can easily just use the 1 stitch. Because I'm not about to redo that whole, I actually could redo that whole section. This is how much of a perfectionist, but no, because I don't even know if it's that one or the one or this one that I just did, and I'm not redoing 2. If I knew which one, no, I'm not, because I don't need to be that much of a perfectionist, because Steven isn't, and he's not going to care. I'm sure he'll say, if you mess up somewhere, he'll tell you what to do. But there's no drop stitch or anything. I checked it, because that's where the part fell down, and I only went back to the lace. I didn't go to the eyelets. I didn't go to anything higher. And maybe I should have, but I really didn't want to undo the brioche. Because I undid the brioche of the one before. I didn't want to have to redo the brioche on that one. And once it's blocked out, everything can be blocked out more than not. It can all be blocked out. Okay, so that's clue 1. I'm behind again. I want it to be done already. I want it to be done. And because I wanted to block it before moving on. That's my plan every time, is to be enough done with the clue so I can block it before the next clue, because it's really hard for me to block his things all at once at the end, that I'd prefer to just block it in part. Oh, you want to hear what happened at the house? This is hilarious. I have a picture of it. So we were at the vet yesterday. Nothing happened. Just the puppy needed, she's not really a puppy anymore, she's a year-old now, but she needed her annual whatever. So we come home and there is a tree down in the yard. Like, down in the yard, just complete tree fell in the forest. Would anybody hear it? We weren't home. So I don't know if it made it, maybe the cats heard it, I don't know. So there is a tree, boom, in the middle of the front yard. And I'm like, I know it was not there before we left, because I was sitting there looking out at the groundhog that was further back. And I would have seen a down tree. So I'm like, ooh, look at that tree. So I go out with my phone, and I'm like, I wonder what kind of tree this is. So I start with my plant app, right? I have a plant app. So here, you want to see if I can show you what the tree looks like. I'll give you a bigger picture. This is a tree. Oh, you're not going to be able to see nothing. You're just going to have the... So here's the tree. That's the start of the tree. And it goes all the way over here. Giant tree. That's my husband standing away from the tree. So I'm sitting there with my plant app going, what kind of tree is this? So you can see here's the front of it. It's going through another. So here's the trunk of the tree going across here. And you see all these leaves here, right? Only those aren't the leaves of the tree, because the tree is some sort of spruce, these are spruce. They're not pines, they're spruce. So it's some type of spruce with the needle fungus disease where the needles fall off. It's affecting so many trees here. The leaves are poison ivy. Because if you look closer, I did not get a picture of this, because once I realized it was poison ivy, I went, because my plant app kept going, poison ivy, this plant looks healthy. And I'm like, this is a poison ivy, because it looked like branches coming off the tree. It looked like branches coming off the tree. Okay. And I'm like, this looks like, I don't know, maybe an ash. Like, because we had ash at the other house and they had borers, so we had to cut them down. They died. We cut them down. And I was like, oh, maybe this was an ash that got bored and it died and fell down, and that's what's happening. Because I'm like, I didn't even know it was a spruce, because all the needles were gone. All the needles were gone. And so there's a fungus over the whole tree. And I just took that to be diseased by borers. And borers are like little grubs that get in, right, and eat the tree. So I thought it was an ash that had just, the leaves had fallen off, because it's fall. All of the leaves are falling, right? All the leaves are falling. Everything's turning gorgeous colors out here. So I just figured it was and once we realized it was poison ivy, we just backed up like, holy crap. So if you look at the trunk of the tree, the whole trunk, I don't know how tall this tree is, because I don't know how to see taller than the house. Very tall. Like 3 people maybe. So at least like 20 feet maybe. I don't know. So if people are 6 feet tall, 6, 6, and 6, 6, 12, 18, maybe. I don't know. So if you look up the trunk, there is a vine circling the trunk in between the branches. And that's where the leaves are sprouting branches from. So I need to get out there and take more pictures. It was raining yesterday, so I didn't want to be close to it when I realized it was poison ivy, because my husband's like, I was yelling at him through the door. I'm like, my app says it's poison ivy, and he comes running out and he's like, back up. He's like, don't touch it. And I'm like, it can't be, how can it be poison? Because I don't know anything. And he's like, back up. And we came inside and he made me put all this soap on my hands and everything. He took my phone and wiped it down with alcohol. Like, he was taking no chances. My poor husband is highly allergic to poison ivy. Like, I told you this, right? He went out to treat it and he had this like hazmat suit on. Like, seriously, it was like, have you seen The Departed at the end where, is it Mark Wahlberg goes to get Matt Damon, right? And he's covered, right? You know what it's a mob movie. You know what I'm talking about. So he's done up like that, like totally covered, like safety goggles, everything. He put like stuff, pre-lotion all over himself that's supposed to like protect your body from it if you are exposed. He did all this, okay? Went out and sprayed stuff everywhere. And then came in to the garage, took everything off, threw it in the garbage, and took a shower. Still wound up with poison ivy. And I think after the shower, he used poison ivy soap or I don't know. He might have just doused himself with alcohol. I'm not sure. But he was like, I'm not getting it this time. Like, he's had it like 3 times. Once at the old house. And I think twice here. Yeah, I think twice here. we haven't even been here a year yet. He's already had poison ivy twice. So he was not taking any chances that time, and he still got it. Like 3 days later, he was very mad. And then, so him coming out of going, don't touch it, don't touch it. Because I'm like, how is this? This doesn't make, this app is wrong. There's no way this is poison ivy. It's so hilarious. Because it doesn't, poison ivy kind of looks like a mitten. It looks like it has a thumb. Not when it's old, it doesn't. And he can tell poison ivy just by looking. He can identify, I guess if I was that allergic to it, I would learn to identify it too. But it all looks like spinach to me. Like, I'm like, all the trees look this, I can tell like a leaf and a needle, right? I can tell between those types of trees, but that's the extent of what I know. That's it. So really hilarious. I'm starting to learn what sunflowers look like in all forms of life because of the bird seed that I just have sunflowers growing. The chipmunks take the seed that falls on the ground and they bury it in my potted plants, which is so thoughtful of them. So all of my potted plants have sunflowers coming out of them. It's very funny. So that's what's happening over here. So he says he's going to treat the poison ivy. He's gonna like kill it. I don't know how he kills it. It's some sort of concoction he made that he goes and sprays on it so he doesn't have to touch it. And then you wait and it eventually dies. And then he's gonna take the whole tree and throw it back. There's a ravine. This fence is not the end of our property. This is about the halfway point. We have a bunch of land that is just trees. It's unusable. It's just, then there's a ravine. That's where we dumped the snake. We've had a snake, a big snake. We dumped a snake back there. Then we found another baby snake. We dumped it in. There's snakes all over this place too. So once that dies, once the poison ivy dies, he's going to take it back by the ravine and just let it rot back there. But he's like got to get it to where he can, I guess, touch it and not get infected. I feel so bad for him. It's really funny. He's, don't touch it, don't touch it. Anyway, I hope you like my poison ivy story. Be careful. The poison ivy is real and it's scary and it sucks and it hurts. I just wish you could have seen him come running out the door going, back up, don't touch it. It was so funny. Me like crazy, like what did they used to call like Einstein when you're distracted, when you're something. Oh, I can't think of any words today. Do you know what I mean? When you're easily distracted by things, and people sometimes think you're stupid because you're just easily distractible and you're in your head. And what is the word that I'm thinking of to describe people like that? It's me going, this app is wrong. This can't be poison ivy. These are leaves. And I didn't see the rope. There's a vine. It looks like a rope. Like, you gotta wonder how long was that growing there? That it wound itself. I mean, I don't know. Does it grow very fast? I don't know. But it was pretty, like, it's like scary that nature, like, it would wind itself all along and try to trick you that it's a tree, and it's not. It's poison ivy. That's crazy. It's terrifying. And now I'm like realizing we're never going to get the poison ivy off of here. He said he went to the park. There's a park behind us. So our property ends at a park. It's a nature preserve too. And I know they do the frisbee golf, I think. But he said there's poison ivy all around the place. So it must just be around here. And So we're probably going to live with it forever. For as long as we have this house, probably. So great. Awesome. Wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to finish the scallop so I can be done. And then I have to still edit this, and there's going to be minimal editing because I want to get this thing done. I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of editing. I should just start this whole thing over and make it 10 minutes otherwise, because over 42 minutes already. This is going to take forever. Oh, so much editing. Okay, I'm leaving. I'll see you next week for clue 2. Okay? And hopefully no more poison ivy stories. Okay, bye.